Come on, you piece of junk. It's Hawg, baby. This is basically just what I expected to see from Blizzard. Well, maybe except for the Diablo 4 is going on Steam announcement that they have, but this is just about what I expected to see. A bunch of bug fixes, quality of lives, and broken feature fixes in the guise of seasonal content with a mediocre seasonal theme and powers and all that. Um, it's a trap. The reason I say it's a trap, and I get the same feeling. This is exactly what happened in Diablo 3. This is live service in a nutshell. This is really more like live game development. Is what we're seeing. Um, they're fixing little tiny bits, and we keep going back. All this is a trap to get you to come back for monthly active users. That's literally all this is. Yeah, there's going to be some minor fixes, and they made the horse go a little bit better. But if you push all that aside, okay, it's just little minor things. If you push all that aside, what has really changed in the game? Besides Duriel, which is a recycled asset, which is totally fine. Besides a couple other things that they showed us in the PowerPoint presentation, is it really going to hold your interest that long? Because here's the elephant in the room with the vampiric powers. They're what they call them agnostic, which means everybody uses the same thing, which means there's going to be a meta. And guess how boring that's going to turn into real quick? That's going to be a bore festival, right? So, adding a streamer mode for the 193 channels that stream this, and adding an extra stash instead of a stash tab, and making gems and material. Like, do you notice how ridiculous they go out of their way to do things, make it overcomplicated? We didn't care about having a damn gems go to materials, and then it makes this thing like that's just another way for us to spend more money in the game. Well, gold we're talking about, not real money, gold. But I just want a tab. I just want a gem tab. All they do is put a gem tab. They can't do that because the code's so fucked. But so that's why we got another stash in every major capital. So what does that mean? 2 extra stashes? So what I wanted to see was changes to the game, right? Because if you don't play season, then none of this matters. And I know a lot of y'all are going to say, well, who doesn't play season? Well, there's a lot of people that don't play season. I cruise around still, and I check Facebook, and I check the forums and stuff, and there's people that just don't care to play these lame-o seasons. But there's nothing to add besides a couple bosses that you're going to get bored with, just like y'all got bored of the world bosses. There was no new world bosses. Yeah, they reduced some timers and stuff. That's just number adjustments. I think really what it is I'm really sick of the basic skill, like the generator spender combo. Why couldn't we got some new skills? Why couldn't we have gotten reworked items or sets, or like basically what they're doing is they just drip feeding us just little content so we'll log on to make sure they hit their monthly active users number, right? Which is another reason why it went to Steam, because they count outside stuff as a separate metric that they can tie in with the monthly active users, so it just gives them more monthly active users for the platform. And they're going to just continue to just, hey, here's this, here's this, here's this. And guess what? You get back on the train and you ride it in and you give them the numbers they need. And then the next month, there'll be an XP boost event. And so you'll log on again to see what that is. And then the next month, there'll be the next season. This is just how they're going to keep doing it until the expansion comes, where they're going to give you Monk and Paladin and then a couple of extra things and charge you $50 for it. And then just keep going and going to where we're at about season 9. And we're like, damn, the game's pretty good. And that's how they do it. It's live service at its finest, live development. This is just a big mousetrap. That's all it is. Because what's going to happen is you're still going to get in there. You're going to play with the same old, same stuff, except for the seasonal powers, which is going to be gone in 3 months. And there's going to be a meta on because they're used against or across every character in the game. And then you're going to sit here in about a week and you're going to go, well, damn. Because it's the same thing with D3. I went back and I played the last season, or the season that's going on right now, and I got to 70 and I was like, I'm good. And that's what's going to happen again. But as long as they got their number count for the month, they're good. So again, it's just he managed expectation. 2 hours of live stream for this one live stream. We're gonna have 2 hours the next time, and it was a PowerPoint presentation about broken things in the game, like teleport to the nightmare dungeon. Now puts you in the nightmare dungeon. So basically, they created a problem, and then the next season they fixed the problem. And then they say, "Look how good we did," and everybody eats it up like, "Oh man, it's getting better every time." Well, of course, this is the plan. They're going to do this every time. They did it with D3. They're going to do it with D4. They'll do it with D5. They'll do it with D8. It's just the way it is. But yeah, that's. I mean, I don't need to tell you what happened with it. Everybody knows. A lot of people watched it. It was boring, and yeah, there were some good things, but it's to be expected. There wasn't anything that blew my mind. And Rod talked about that there was going to be so much stuff that it was going to be the greatest season, and it's just more of the same. That's all it is.